Although Maghreb countries that are Tunisia, Algeria, and Morocco have dissimilarities, there is something they all agree on, which is food. This food is called couscous in Tunisia and xiqsu in Morocco. The origin of this dish is Berber, and it is a very famous dish in North Africa. Even though it is extremely similar, there are still different ways of preparing it and different recipes. Xiqsu in Berber means small balls or circles. The dish is very popular in North Africa and in Mediterranean areas like Sicily and Italy. Even the French take part in eating this dish, calling it le couscous, and it is said to be the second favorite food in France. Couscous is made of wheat and barley. North Africans are said to have the most diverse ways of preparing it and presenting it. There are dozens, if not hundreds of types, and the most famous types in North Africa are couscous with vegetables and beef, as this is a Moroccan specialty. You can also find couscous with chicken, onion, olive oil, and chickpeas. There is also Algerian couscous, where they mix salt, sugar, fenugreek, anise, nutmeg, ghee, and meat. There is another kind called masfouf, where they combine honey, milk, ghee, dry fruits, grapes, and dates. There is also couscous with green beans and couscous with nuts. There is couscous with grouper, a fish that is very popular in Tunisia. There's couscous with lamb and vegetables. And there's so many different ways of preparing it. I could list all the types, but I would end up going on forever.
There are things that should be served with the couscous, like buttermilk or whole milk. The meal will not be complete if it is not accompanied by one of these drinks. This is equivalent to a Coke complementing a hamburger. There's interesting habit in Maghreb. They dry the couscous and keep it with things like dried meat, dried red pepper, and dried tomatoes and onions. They put all this in a bit el and space for the storage of food in the house. This is a tradition that's been practiced for many generations. The food is kept for an entire year in case of droughts and any other type of disaster that might handicap agriculture in the future. The way it is cooked is so special. It's so important to cook it in a special cookware set. And after it is cooked, it's usually served in a poultry dish, and the most famous is tipsy, or wood, plate, and other dishes called disku. It is served on many different occasions. This couscous has a great social and traditional value, and not to mention, it is healthy. A lot of people believe that cooking it on a specific date leads to a year as prosperous as the number of couscous balls. Others have opposing beliefs and think that it is a bad omen. Couscous is very common in many celebrations. If you run out of ideas what to cook, just cook couscous. And finally, at least there is something specific that Maghreb people are distinct from other cultures, like el couscous.